What's up, friends? I hope you're doing well. I haven't done a full day of eating in a while, so I figured I'll show you guys what are some of the meals I have been eating. If you have been following me on this channel, you probably know that I like to keep my meals super simple, easy, and I repeat them quite a lot. So today I am going to show you some of the meals I have been repeating as of late. I have been really lazy, to be honest, so I haven't really made any new recipes. I've been just having simple meals that I really like to have, and I've been repeating them quite a lot. This is what helps me stay consistent with my fitness goals. So if you're someone who struggles to stay consistent with your nutrition, I highly encourage you to just repeat 3 or 4 meals that you really enjoy eating throughout the week. It's going to help you stay on track with your calories. It's going to help you meet your protein targets, and it's going to remove decision fatigue. You don't have to think about what to make for lunch or dinner. For my breakfast, as you guys saw, I made my pumpkin spice waffles. I have been repeating them almost 5 to 6 times a week, and other times I've been just eating my oats that I like to have in the morning. So I didn't want to bore you by showing you the full recipe for my waffles. I shared it already on my channel. I will link that original video in the description box below. So if you like pumpkin spice waffles without any protein powder, I highly recommend it. They turn out so good, satisfies my sweet tooth, and I really enjoy them. And that breakfast right there will give you roughly about 55 grams of protein with your toppings like soy yogurt added on top. So right off the bat in the morning, if you struggle to get your protein in, that's a great way to get your protein in without having to add any protein powders to your meal. For lunch, I am lately obsessed with leeks, and I have been making tofu scramble with leeks, and then I have it with sourdough bread. So I am going to show you how I do that. It's really simple and delicious meal, and it's extremely filling and satisfying. I will leave all the details in the description box, so if you wish to try out this meal, check out the description box below. I like to cut the edge, and then I cut it in the center, and then I will rinse each of these pieces one by one, because as you can see, the dirt is inside each of this layer. So I'm going to wash it really thoroughly before we chop it. I went ahead and washed leeks off camera, and I chopped up my onion here as well. For this tofu scramble, I'm going to be using 1.5 bricks of extra firm tofu. I'm going to begin by sauteing my onion in a bit of avocado oil till they turn golden brown. This will roughly take about 5 minutes. Once onion turn golden brown, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes. I like things spicy, so if you don't like spicy, you can skip this or adjust this according to your preference. Then I'm going to scramble in my tofu, and I'm going to add a bit of salt, and then I'm going to let this tofu cook for 5 minutes till it starts to turn golden brown at the bottom. After 5 minutes, I went ahead and added my chopped leeks and about 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. I really like things to be garlicky, so feel free to adjust that as well. I'm going to cook down these leeks for about 5 to 7 minutes till they turn nice and soft. And that's it. This is such a simple and easy tofu scramble. It comes together in less than 15 minutes. I like to serve this tofu with sourdough bread, and I'm going to be adding my roasted red pepper spread, which I buy from Farm Boy, on top of the bread, and I'm going to just make a sandwich out of this bread. It tastes so good. I highly recommend it if you have access to Farm Boy here in Canada. And that's it, guys. I serve enough of it on my plate, and I add some sriracha on top for some extra flavor and enjoy it with my sourdough bread. And this has been my lunch as of late for most of the days. let's give this a taste test. It's so simple, but extremely flavorful and tasty. If you love leeks like me, you're going to really enjoy this tofu scramble. Comes together in about 15 minutes. So good, guys. This has been my obsession as of late. If you don't have access to the red pepper spread, the one that I get from Farm Boy here in Canada, you can add hummus on your sandwich too. It tastes just as good, or even pesto. I'm gonna enjoy this lunch. I'll meet you guys back for dinner. An hour later, I went in my basement and I cranked up some pull-ups. My goal recently is to increase my pull-up strength and get at least 10 in a row. Currently, I can only get 9 in a row. I would be happy if I can get 10 to 12 in a row. So I've been prioritizing my pull-ups and I try to do 2 to 3 sets every single day with my pull-ups at home. This is one of my ways to stay active throughout the day and also work on my pull-ups. For dinner, I am going to be making this butternut squash soup. I'm going to be using half a butternut squash, some tomato, bell pepper, garlic, and some cherry tomatoes. If you don't have cherry tomatoes, you can just use 2 regular tomatoes. And it's a mission to cut the butternut squash in half, but do your best. Make sure you don't cut your hand. And I'm only using about half a butternut squash for this recipe. Feel free to double up the recipe if you like. This soup can be stored in the fridge for up to 5 to 7 days. So I'm making enough of it for us to last for this dinner. And then I'm going to dice up my bell pepper, tomatoes. I'm also using 1 big head of garlic for this recipe. I really love the taste of garlic in butternut squash soup. Then I lightly sprayed the butternut squash with avocado oil, some salt, and I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of the veggies. Transfer them in the oven for about 45 minutes at 400°F and let it all cook down. For garlic, I just wrapped the garlic bulb in foil paper and I added some avocado oils for it to stay moist, and I just added that along with my veggies. If you like, you can prep your veggies ahead of time so that when you're ready to make the soup, you can just blend everything in a blender. I made this soup before going to the gym because I know that I'm going to be lazy once I get back from the gym, so I did all this work in the afternoon. Once veggies came out of the oven, I transferred everything into a high-speed blender, scooped out the butternut squash along with garlic. I like to add some sun-dried tomatoes in this soup just to bump up the flavors. This is optional, but I highly recommend it. I used about 3 to 4 slices. Then I added my garlic in there, and to bump up the protein content of this soup and also to make it creamy, I am using half a brick of firm silken tofu. And then I'm going to add some veggie broth and blend this all up and keep it on the side. I'm going to be using about 2 teaspoons of veggie bouillon mixed in 3 to 4 cups of water, and I'm also going to chop up some fresh sage to go in this soup to give it that nice flavor. To make it a one-pot meal, I am going to add some potato gnocchi in this soup. I'm going to begin by sauteing them in a bit of olive oil. I am using about 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and I'm going to saute these potato gnocchi for about 5 to 7 minutes till they turn golden brown. I'm using about 250 grams of potato gnocchi in this soup, so feel free to adjust that according to your preference. Once potato gnocchis were golden brown, I went ahead and poured in my soup. Please be very careful with this step. If your pot is hot and if you add in the blended soup, it's going to splatter everywhere, which is what happened to me. So I had to quickly turn off my camera and deal with that disaster on the side. And then I added about 3 to 4 cups of hot water that was mixed in with my veggie bouillon. You're going to mix everything in, add your salt, and you're going to let this soup simmer on low to medium heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. You're going to taste test and adjust the seasoning according to your taste. Towards the end, I added some cracked black pepper. I serve this soup with my seitan bun, which I meal prepped ahead of time. If you haven't tried my seitan bun, it's a fun way to bump up the protein content of any of your meals, especially if you're going to be having soups in winter and fall season. I really love to use my seitan bun. I like to cut them in half and I just toast them or air fry them for about 4 minutes at 400 Fahrenheit so it can become crispy and crunchy. Then I break my seitan bun and I dunk it in my soup one by one and I enjoy it. One serving of seitan bun, in my case, it was about 110 grams of serving. That alone will give you 37 grams of protein. So you don't need to worry about adding extra protein to your meal. You can just enjoy it with your seitan bun, and it has a bread-like texture which tastes amazing. My kids had this soup with their grilled cheese sandwich on the side, and I had it with my seitan bun. It's such a tasty and comforting soup, especially during fall and winter season. And if you are going to be having Thanksgiving dinner, you can also make this soup. Adding silken tofu will bump up the protein content of this soup without adding too much fat, because traditional butternut squash soup has coconut milk, which I omitted in this case. However, if I do serve this soup for my guests, I will usually make it with coconut milk. I will leave all the details in the description box if you wish to make this soup. Most of my audience on this channel are American, about 55%, and I know that American Thanksgiving is coming up. So if you're looking for some holiday recipes, I have a playlist on my channel for holiday recipes. My favorite is lentil shepherd's pie and vegan Wellington as the main dish. They both turn out really good. And for dessert, I really like to make these pumpkin spice tarts, or I also like to make silken tofu cheesecakes. They both turn out really good and they're very easy to make. So if you need holiday meal ideas and dessert ideas, I've got you guys covered. They are healthy and delicious, and they will also help you stay on track during the holiday season if you wish to do that. So make sure to check the description box of this video for all these linked recipes. After I made the butternut squash, I went to the gym. Today was just a cardio day, so I hopped on Stairmaster for about 30 minutes. I do this about once a week, and other times I will do 10-minute HIIT during the week. So that's the only amount of cardio that I do every single week. I have been really enjoying these midday squares snacks. They are so tasty. Sometimes I'll have half of it, or sometimes I'll have full. It just depends on my mood. If you haven't tried midday squares yet, I highly recommend them. They are such an easy snack to pack if you're going out somewhere, and they also satisfies your sweet tooth. I really like to enjoy them after my dinner or my lunch meal. Don't forget to take advantage of 20% off all my products and services on my website. I will leave all the details in the description box and in the pinned comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.